That's what I do.
Yeah, the intro, man. Just get to it.
We back, y'all. Respect the culture. It's Grazy. Got my co-host.
Yo, what's going on? What up, Grazy?
Respect the culture. We in this bitch. What we doing? Yeah, the URL super fight.
Super fight. 3. Ooh. 1, 2, and 3.
I don't be putting the numbers on, but I guess this is a super fight 3.
I keep count on them because it'd be interesting. Yeah. They don't be putting a number on it though.
We got Danny Myers and Kid Chaos.
Oh yeah, they was the first battle. Right. That's a good battle. Really good battle.
I think I forgot. I ain't gonna say I think I forgot who I had in the prediction. I think I had Danny in the prediction video.
Nah, we definitely had that. We had them together. That's like probably the one that we had together. Yeah, that was the one that we had the same pick. That was the only one we had the same pick for this card. Cause you was like, what'd you say? You was like, I don't know if you he was like, what you gonna do with this one? He was like, come on, remember? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you saying that one? I forgot what you said. You was like, I was like, oh, if you would have picked Kid Chaos for this, I'm like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you had said. I'm like, no, hell no. I wasn't picking Kid Chaos. Hell no. But guess what though? I ain't gonna hold you. Kid Chaos he did his thing like a lot. He did his thing a lot. Like, I don't even look in the caffeine chat. I stopped looking in the caffeine chat like probably like since that what battle was that? That Danny and Holmesy one. It was like 50 and 50.
They don't look at the caffeine chat. Like, our comments don't matter. Our numbers don't matter. We not watching for nothing. Everything we putting in there, shit matter. I don't give a fuck if it's an opinion. Everything we watching that shit live. What we be saying matters. Like, we ain't watching for nothing because believe me, we wouldn't be in there writing that shit. That shit wouldn't be afloat. That shit wouldn't exist.
Writing what? What you
writing
mean?
our comments and viewing that shit. Like,
I don't write no comments in there. I told you I'm blocked on there, so nobody even see mine on my account.
He said I'm blocked on there.
Like, I can watch, but you can't. Nobody can't see nothing. Shit. Yeah, back in like I guess they ain't like nothing I was saying in Ultimate Madness or something. That's why I noticed it. Like, maybe like round 2. But anyway, yeah, I don't. That's why I said I don't even look at shit. I just had a screen at full screen from now on. They'll never get a prop from me either. But I love them. I love URL still. I'm gonna get out that hole
first. You want to get in the bars, or you want to get in the who you thought won?
Never. Not the. I mean, whenever you ask like that, it made me think like, do you want to do bars first? I don't never really want to do bars. So I want to talk. I always plan on talking about the battle and then getting in the bars. That's how I always want to do it. But I make me like, what do you want to do?
There wasn't really much to say about the battle. I mean, I was ready to get in the bars.
You usually say that too. I think I had some stuff. Just not even like some stuff. Just some things I noticed about the battle.
Go ahead. Let me hear what you had to say about the battle.
It was good. Like, I really don't have that much to say though. But it's like all right. So this particular battle, I don't. I take that back. I don't. I have my notes that I take that's like goes in the certain rounds, and I usually have stuff about the whole battle. But this particular one, I don't have nothing about the whole battle. So yeah, I take that back. It's just stuff in there. Like, I got something to mention about the third round, like from Kid Chaos. Like, it was just Kid Chaos did good. Danny, you did good. Before I say something negative, that could be deemed as negative or constructive. Yeah, both did great. It's just the third. When I'm talking about going straight to the third round, Danny, Kid Chaos third. Like, just the slip ups every time. Like, whenever you're rapping, any little slip, I know we gotta just show respect and admiration to these rappers, man, because doing what they do, like, I wouldn't even say I could do what they do, but I could put not the district job I put the words together, but I feel like if I sat my head down to it, I could do that and get up there in front of people and do that. We said that before, but at the same time, you know, y'all really got it cut out, because whenever you slip up, no, it's not intentional. Whenever you slip up, it just throws that bar off, and like, we could feel like it was dope. It could have been dope, but you'll never get a reaction. We won't even know what we think about it because we don't know what you meant, because it slipped. And it's like when we try to piece it together, we don't want to piece it because it's like it still was a little messed up, and we just move on. That happens every time for anybody. So it's like it just sucked to see that for the third. And I'm saying that because it just seemed like Danny. I mean, they was going back and forth mainly. They was going back and forth. Like I gave Kid Chaos the first. That's how much they was going back and forth. And Danny be grunting he was grunting throwing around. Like Danny do that though. Like he'll make little noises whenever somebody like doing something that he don't like. He was like every time he's doing it.
I found Danny talking a lot during Kid Chaos rounds too.
Whenever he was messing up or something he didn't like. Yeah, Danny do that. A few rappers do that. Like
Danny
Kid Chaos did it.
As hell to me. Yeah. I think Kid Chaos went and then he went to go get some water. He's like, nigga, come here. Bring your ass over here, son. And then he's like, matter of fact, get your water first. Come here.
And Kid Chaos did the same thing too.
That shit that's funny. Like,
why Kid Chaos did the same thing too? He told him to come back too. Yeah, that was funny because he was like boop bop. Yeah, he did do that. I didn't expect that. That was like he already had the crowd with him. See that goes what I was saying. Like whenever you, dang, that's perfect too because if you slip up, we already want to hear what you gotta say. So whenever it's a slip and then you get to that very next line that you didn't slip on, you probably gonna get a reaction because we want to show that we still listening, we still rocking with you. Know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Because you slipped that one line, it's like damn, we couldn't get it with you. Like it missed us.
You're right, because in some cases, like you could slip, but don't mean you fall. Some motherfuckers slip and fall.
Right. Listen,
and then Jersey they self out the round.
This was a stumble. This wasn't a fall because he slipped like maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times in that third. And it was like to a point where you couldn't.
I don't think I caught it. I might have missed that.
It was clear to me because I'm trying to hear what he was saying. I'm trying to hear the bars. I'm trying to hear what that one line, 1 or 2 lines that he said that messed up. And mind you, I think it was big enough to make him lose the round. Like because on top of that, I feel like his third was shorter than Danny too. But other than that, the battle was dope. But I mean, the slips ain't even a bad critique towards you. I think you guys already know that. We know that. It's just I just wanted to mention that. I try to mention that every time I see or hear anybody slip by starting off by saying, like I said, give respect to them because y'all do this and y'all get up there and y'all prepare yourself. Y'all come up here and put it on for us. So it's like we don't know what it is like to do that. But we can. We're willing to try it, should we say. But it's just shout out to you for doing that. Let's keep going though. So I feel myself repeating. But that's it though. We get in the bars.
Let's get into the bars. I've been ready. All right.
Damn,
what you bring? Something only the West Craven? Bunch of screams? I like that. That was fire. Let me repeat that. What you bringing to the table? I don't think he said table, but he said, what you bringing? Something only the West Craven? A bunch of screams? That was fire.
I don't know who said that. No. You ain't say who said that. You said he.
We already know who the West is craving. You know who on the West? Danny. So
I didn't hear that.
Said that.
I heard the end of it.
That was first round. He said that shit.
The West is craving.
West craving the horror flicks and a bunch of screams. That shit was fire. I like that.
I heard West Craven. That's from a horror flicks. Oh, okay. I don't remember that line though. But all right. Oh man, yeah. I got kid said what he say? But because I don't budget, seems you're a liability that shouldn't be afforded that luxury. That was crazy. Like he said that in the first.
Say that again.
But because I didn't get the beginning, he's like, but because I don't budget, seems you're a liability that shouldn't be afforded that luxury. But because I don't budget, seems you're a liability that shouldn't be afforded that luxury. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. With the budget and the luxury right there, and the afforded, it's tough. I like that.
I got another kid line. I think this is after the Lil West Craven and shit. He said, "I'm gonna wash this pussy fucking clean." Since we coming up on spring, that's summer's eve.
That was Kid Chaos again?
Yeah.
What round was that? Because he in the first he was like talking about Danny
that was in the first.
Yeah, he was talking to Danny in a different way in the first. That first to me was like real strong, I gave to me that first when it come to the super fight. When it comes to the super fight, I gave Kid Chaos first the round of the night. Oh my god, my alarm just went off. There you go. And now I gotta hold on, my bad.
I gave Danny like the second and
Oh,
the
you gave him the
third.
first two? My bad.
Yeah, I think Danny second and third was a little stronger than KK.
What did who did I give for the second? Me, you be surprised, see, bro. Like I gave Kid Chaos the. I can't say I gave him the second, but I got more than I liked from Kid in the second. I don't know. I might have actually had Kid winning this battle after looking at what I got in my paper.
That's how I be. Like you be saying you want this person to win. You felt that you got this person. You voted for this person to win. You watch the battle. You be like they won. But then when you sit there and look at the bars and how you like scored it, like not scored, but like yeah, we gonna get into that too. How you score a battle based on what you wrote down.
Right.
You be like, damn, this nigga didn't win.
Right. That goes into what you just said. How we gonna get into that? Yep. That's y'all stay tuned for that.
Win. How do you score a battle?
Or rate it too. Cause that's how that's how I be feeling.
Rate a battle?
In my head I'm like, okay, what I'm going with. All right, so let me keep going though. I'm trying to think because I got a bunch of baby lines I really like to hear, but let me see where my stars at. Danny in his third, what he said, pledge that I'm bound on sight, the gun align you, and I'll put you in the same position to undermine you. But he said that when he said that though, he was just talking about some stone. Remember he was talking about the African stones. He some uncovered stones or something like that. I don't remember the archaeologists found, and they was in the land that surround them. Excuse me for butchering that. I don't like using the term butchering that, but I messed that up. But he basically was saying that, and then he said that line. That was just fire. That was right in the beginning. That was probably like the first two verses from him. It was dope. I like that from the Danny.
I got a line from Danny. It's a name flip. I always bring y'all these wonderful name flips that I find. I like them. Wet the kid, lead the kid, diaper rash.
I missed that. That sound like I heard that before. Maybe I did.
But that was fire. I like when people take.
Oh no, I do remember that. I do remember that because that was around when he talked about how many kids he had. I think he. Yeah, I remember that.
And he was like, your name should be Kid Chaos. Like, that shit was funny.
Yeah, I remember that line. All right, Danny in his first. I like this line where Danny was like, "Battle rap is an open world video game. I'm from the days there used to be levels." That was fire to me. That's like a haymaker to me. That was one of my stars.
That was a haymaker that I didn't write down. That was boom.
That was a haymaker. That shit.
You gotta throw your guard up.
I was like, whoa. I never think about it like that. That's so true. Not bad about it, but just the open world how it is nowadays, and it used to be levels to it. That was so good. Yeah.
I got one from Damien. It ain't a haymaker. It's a little straight. You feel me? He said, "I got niggas that'll kill you for rent money and a new lease on life."
I remember that one too. Yeah, that was fire. You had to catch that too. I mean, that was around a bunch of other stuff he had said too. I ain't get none of that.
I know Danny be talking too fast, but if you listen a little slower, you'll understand what the fuck he be talking about. I'm woke now. Anyway, let's get into this shit.
Listen a little slower. He said, I'm doing stints and stanzas. Anybody hip knows. That Danny said that in the first. That was fire.
Crazy.
And it had more to that though. But I just like that part right there was it. That stood out to me.
Pause before I say this. Chaos said it. And before he even said it, he ain't say pause, but he said, I like women, but I like to say pause. I'll say some wild shit. The nigga said, I didn't put on any body spray to attract you.
Oh, yeah.
To attract this dude. Right. He's like, I didn't ask for you. Like, right. That shit was crazy.
Oh, KK, said that, right? Right.
Yeah, he said, I didn't put any body spray on to attract this dude.
But
I didn't ask for you. That was crazy. I like that.
Round did Danny, was it a second Danny rebuttal that with the Jesus? That was a second then. Because I didn't write that down to ask rebuttal. But I know he rebutted it. He rebutted that because he said something. Danny rebutted that. He rebutted that axe. He rebutted that axe line. He said, Danny rebutted in the first because Kid Chaos went first. So Danny said it. Danny rebutted in the first. He had an axe rebuttal. Yep.
Yeah, the axe rebuttal.
Yep, right up the jump, we had an axe rebuttal. It was crazy. It was dope. It wasn't crazy. I didn't remember it, but it was dope. It stood out though. He
What's the
said
last one
something.
then?
That's why you got the axe. He said that's why you got the axe. Something like that. That was dope.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
probably what.
What else? Where we at?
It's on me, right?
Nah, you just said the axe one. Let me see. I
You
got this one right here. I'm from the
just said the rebuttal. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just mentioning that. I feel like he had a
Okay.
rebuttal to it. I'm from. He said no. I'm from. He said I'm the instrument of death. Oh no. I didn't write that. I just wrote down I'm the instrument of death was fire. He said that he was because he had a whole long thing about the instruments and music, and he was talking about what he'll do to him with some and he mentioned music twice, but in the first round, his first round, he said it was dang. I ain't none of it. It was just like he had like a I can't even describe it. I don't know if it was literally instruments or it was something that he was breaking down in music over and over different ways, and then he ended it with like I'm the instrument of death. It was so fire. It was so fire. Um, it was so fire. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It was in that first round, about halfway through it, I guess. 'Cause that's about halfway through what I wrote down. I thought
I don't
I
know
thought
what
that
round.
was one of my notes.
I don't know what round this was, but when Danny said this shit, he won it for me. You probably got this shit down. You want to feel me? The nigga said the K squeeze, his brain freeze. You say the rest. What was the ending of that? He said the K squeezed and his brain freeze
Everything came
and
out
everything
slush.
comes slush.
And that's
That was
crazy because
fire.
all I put was his brain freeze. Everything came out slush. I ain't even get the K squeeze. So dang, that was
That's what set it up. The K squeeze, his brain freeze, and everything came out slush. And he was rapping that shit fast, so I know ain't nobody catch that shit.
he had a lot too. He was it was a lot in there with him, what he was saying with that.
Even though it was a small crowd, he was rapping so fast, like they would like he wasn't even getting reactions on some shit
Wait,
because shit was just so fire. Like,
who? Danny was it? Danny was getting
yeah.
more reaction than Kid Chaos
No, I'm just
at
saying
some
on
points.
certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the shit Danny was saying was upstairs, bro. And he wasn't getting no reaction for what I'm saying. Like
All
it was
right, so
going when
watch.
he was
What I got
spitting, it
some
was
stuff
going
that
over people's head.
I got some Kid Chaos said because I've clearly I got him 2-1, and I feel like he had stuff that was being slept on too. But like I'm gonna do Danny though right now though.
Yeah.
Danny had a he said what the f do you bring to the table? He had like a sandwich scheme. You know what I mean? Where he was talking about like Rex
Mm-hmm.
Chain and Lux, and he mentioned like he mentioned Mook, and he mentioned something else. What else did I write it? Arts phrases. That's the one I remember them three off the top of my head. But arts phrases and maybe something else. But he said something. He was like, that's some blah blah blah. He did that. They did that. And he was like, basically what I'm saying is, what the f do you bring to the table? And I forgot how, but he called it a sandwich scheme himself. I don't know if he meant like literally like because he sandwiched it up. No, you know what? That is exactly what he meant. Because I was listening to. I'm like, damn, did I miss it? He talking about like bread or anything like that? No, I was overthinking it. I had to because he's just ended it like that. It was cold though. Like that was another little scheme that he did that was cold. I'm saying that because the first was so fired by Danny, but I couldn't. I had to get that first to Kid Chaos. I had to. But that's it for that one.
So that's it for that one. You ain't got nothing else?
No, I mean for what I was saying.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I had nothing else. That last one I rolled, the K squeezed and his brain freeze and everything came slushing out. That was it for me. Like, even if Danny had something else fire, it was nothing else I felt that could top that. And like, I feel like that was a knockout punch right there. Like, to me,
Danny definitely had
that's
more shit that was better than that. Like that
yeah.
to
He
me.
had. I know Danny had a lot of haymakers, but I feel like that was like upstairs. That was like
That was
top three right
underrated.
there.
That stints though,
That
and
was
then
that was top
that
three.
open
That was
world
top three of
shit.
his bars.
He had other
Yeah.
shit in that round that was that was to me was better than that, but that was a dope
His,
ass line. Plus the schemes though, like where
I
did
don't be
you hear
writing
them
down.
schemes?
I don't be catching them long ass schemes though. But his parallel universe set up for Kid Chaos was crazy too.
Kid Chaos I had a setup too that was crazy. He was like, I know you had what Kid Chaos say. He said, I know you got a parallel universe for me, right? He was like, I know you set up a parallel universe for us tonight, right? He's like, well, good, make my day. I remember that off the top of my head. I didn't write that one down.
Word.
That one was fire. I liked the
That
way he
was
did that.
fire.
It was real. It was like he kind of it was blatant, but I feel like he snuck it in there. Um, but the recognition line that was fire. What he say? When I bar, it makes me wanna. When I bar, it makes me wanna mash or mush. It makes me wanna mush your apple through a steering wheel. So your facial recognition, that whole thing leading up to that with talking about the artist and all that was super crazy. I didn't even see that coming. That was super crazy. Everything that Kid Chaos said was perfect in there. Like I knew what he was saying in there. It was so layered, and everything he meant everything. Like I got a bunch of one sentences. Like what he said in the first, you mirror your opponent to some degree, and little stuff like that. Like what he said today, I like that because that's kind of true. I like when he reenacted Danny. Like you know how like people like oh Danny
Yeah,
be
act
like
like
this.
them.
Yo, he did okay. He ain't do that bad. I be want to mention that too because I don't like when everybody act like somebody else and they actually be they don't do it. They don't be funny or they just miss with it. His was
Exactly.
funny. Kid, what else? Kid K I said he said it's funny with all these multiverses in which bruh believe that as far as the mention goes, math. No, stop. It's funny with all these multiverses in which bruh believe that as far as the mention goes, flat out, there's really only one to be. I like that. What does he say? He was like, he said, even with my back against the wall, the kid measured his mark because I've measured myself above you. And for years, you charted my growth, so you already know what's up with me. What? That was crazy. He had a harpoon line that was alright. I think he was talking about like how the way he lift up. That don't worry about these arms being so big because of the harpoons or something. He shoot. I guess. What does he say? He said these shells gonna bomb you like how I feel like how I feel about Michelle Obama. It's I wish you would
Oh,
run.
let me
That was
piggyback on
fire.
you. I think that's the line where he said, "Don't worry about why these arms so buff."
That was
Something
that
because
line.
I do pull ups because I pull up something
No,
like that. That shit was
I thought
fire.
he saying he poon ups. I thought he was saying like he was doing like poon. I thought he was referring to guns, arms, and then he was talking about like a real big ass, random ass gun,
Nah,
like
he
a
was saying, "Don't worry
harpoon.
about." He was like, "Don't worry about why these arms so buff. I do
Right. He
pull
did say that.
ups."
He did. But see, but I thought he was talking about like I thought he went to refer to a big ass gun, like a harpoon. Okay,
A
pull
bigger
ups.
non.
I thought he said harpoon. I thought he said like he do poon ups. Like, but he didn't want to say harpoon. He said pull ups. Okay, that actually does make sense. Okay,
Yeah,
he does pull it. That actually makes way more sense. I like that he does pull ups. I
yeah,
like that line even more now. Um,
yeah.
what
Hit
he say?
that shit definitely hit.
He said I didn't ask you. I did that one. So if your career was life itself, you still would be a microorganism trying to learn how to survive and maneuver. I love that. I love that was fire. I like that because you can't see microorganisms with a naked eye, so you can't see
Yeah,
Danny
use a
like
magnifying, use a
right.
magnifying
So
gun.
Danny,
Word.
if
That
you
shit
if
was
you out
dope.
here doing your job, you doing what you're supposed to do, but nobody don't see you.
You gotta
Like
have some type of
that's
knowledge of what's going
fire.
on, even to articulate what the fuck he just said. Like, you know,
But
you
because
gotta know what.
because the whole first round he was saying that Danny was like a baby and I'm wrong, but I took it as like he was like Danny is like but pretty much kind of the angle a lot of people took, but I liked it. I like this one where Danny just ain't I don't want to say ain't ish, but he's just not as what he should be in battle rap. That's what I took that as, especially when he called him a microorganism. Like that's something that we need. It's just you know what I mean. It does its job, but you know what I mean. It's just he just trying to you're a microorganism that's just trying to learn how to. He said you're trying to learn how to survive and maneuver. Like you microorganisms already know what to do. Plants, we don't gotta teach plants what to do. You know what I mean? You don't gotta teach an animal what to do. We the only humans is just, you know what I mean? But that's a whole nother conversation. What else you say? Smack will let me rap for 5 minutes and pretend his clock ain't set. Cause I told him he can cut me off whenever I lock. He ain't stopped me yet. Fire. Look, that was light though. When he said that though, that reminded me of what whole shit on 444. What you say?
I ain't gonna hold you. It was a lot of smack references
A lot of smack
on the
references down
card.
on the whole
A lot
card.
of
Yeah.
smack.
We know Cali. He had another one in his second. He said, "We know Cali is you said natural moving threats. Um, I don't think you grasp the magnitude of this one yet. I like that. And it was a lot longer. It was an earthquake scheme. He used the word earthquake before or he used the word earthquake after that. But I like no, yeah, it's definitely after. I caught this in the beginning. Oddly enough, what did he say? You never had a spell when you show you own those words, like an apostrophe. That was cold. What do you say? The impression I gave is the one you gave. You made yourself a mockery. Oh, what? What do you say? He said, "You ain't God in you. What I God in me." Kid Chaos said that, but that was after he said that. He said that exact line after he did the whole Mary. You know what I mean? Mary and Minaj. Like he did that. I ain't even gonna repeat that. But I mean, yeah, he still. I don't even remember. I just know he just said that, and he said that right after that. You ain't got God. You ain't God in you. What I God in me. He said when I borrowed. Nope, I got that. He said. Yeah, who said this? Danny. Yeah, no, I mean, Kid Chaos said this. Pardon.
This nigga said ours. I know I'm sitting up here smoking, but I'm on.
I did say ours, yo. Part of self. He said he was ancient,
Forgive me. Let's go.
and if he slips, a diss is worth it. You think you'll be under dim lights, and we're gonna see this off the wall because all he had to do is project. Oh, that's two different lines. Okay. You think you be under dim lights and all you have to do let me say that again.
Talk loud. Well, project. That
Right.
shit was dope.
And that was the end of the round. But he said that before he said that he had said the teacher project. He said that, but that was the very last line he said. So I definitely grabbed that. That Jesus did. Danny, I put the Jesus B gonna f you up. He said that's Jesus B, man.
He said you gonna mess with Jesus, bitch.
That was crazy. That had me rolling.
Just
he was serious too. He was serious.
It was crazy. Like
one kid came, I was like, my bags are packed. I'm ready to trip. I like that. That was it. That's all the bonds I got.
That was light.
That was super light. That was light, but I liked it though. Oh yeah, hold on. I do got one more thing. That's why it was one of my little baby lines. Yeah, I liked it though. Hold on, I got one more thing. I got one more thing I want to say about the battle though.
I already got my bags packed. I'm ready to trip.
The beginning was exactly what Ars, yo.
Yo, he wasn't even on the fucking card.
The beginning is exactly what Danny asked for. That's what Danny asked. Danny asked when the beginning of Kid Chaos second was exactly what Danny asked for in Danny's first. Remember I told you he was talking about what do you bring to the table and all this and that? So what's crazy is that Key was there with me when this part had happened. And when he came on the second, he was like, you do this. And then he's like, when I do this, but when you do it, it's mother effer. When he did that, we was rolling. She was like, oh, it fit his name. And I'm like, damn, that's a good point. I'm like, it do fit his name, Kid Chaos. But that's her first time ever seeing him. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mention that is a good point. Like maybe that did play into, you know what I mean? Like how his performance is, like exactly what Danny said he not being unique enough. That was unique. That was fire. It was perfect. It was funny. It was entertainment. I mean, yeah, everybody can't be the same comedian, right? So that was his. I'm not saying he trying to be a comedian though, but whatever, the lane that Kid Chaos doing with the, I don't know. I don't even want to pinpoint. I don't even want to box you in. I was about to box you in. But what I'm picking up is like a conscious comedian. Like that's dope. But I mean, you're more than that though. So shout out to you. Shout out to Danny. That's all I got about this battle. But I like how exactly what Danny was saying in that first round, which I can't wait to go hear them two schemes back. And then how he said that right afterwards in that second. That was just too dope. That was too like clutch. I love that. That was funny. But that was it though. I got good battle. Oh yeah, like I said, I gave two. I do got Kid Chaos winning 2-1, which is crazy because I had Danny winning.
I got Danny, man.
You got Danny winning all three, or
I guess that's.
Oh no, you said he got the first. Kid Chaos got the first. Kid Chaos the first.
Yeah,
that's
I like
right.
the Kid Chaos first.
Yeah, you thought Danny's second was a little stronger? Does Danny's second was stronger?
I don't know.
When I spend much time on it, it just
like
I ain't write no, I ain't catch nothing from Danny's. I don't even remember anything from Danny's second. All I got was the Jesus rebuttal. But I did put my tags like I told you how I rate battles. I got like 7. I feel like he had like 7. I don't want to say exactly the number. I already said it, but I got a good amount of good lines he had.
with a bunch of jabs and swinging the misses, and
they was
I
lines
feel
I
like
like though.
the argument. I feel like the argument I gave up for Danny, his shit was all what I was
Well,
saying.
I
I
should
feel
have
like it was
told
all
you.
haymakers,
Let me see.
and I feel like that's what won it for him. Like even you even said a haymaker. I missed whatever from Danny. Like, and I just feel like what stood out more
From the second,
what Chaos said. What Chaos said, it stood out more what he said in the first, and I gave him the first, but I feel like Danny got the second and third.
I wish I been more specific with what I think I had for the second. Cause I wish I said this one for the second, that one for the second. Cause I feel like them ones in the second, like that. You ain't guy and you. I was naming stuff that I like because it was a part of something else that was longer. But when it got to that point, it was like, dang, it was still kind of dope. But the whole thing together made sense. Kid Chaos rounds all together made sense. I feel like the difference between them two was a big difference between them two. And going in, I saw a big difference going in. But watching the battle, it still was a big difference. Kid Chaos, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I can't say he more layered, but Danny got bars that's really dope and unique. But at the same time, Kid Chaos had a actual thing going. And Danny third, we didn't talk about that thing. He did a whole where you at thing, right? Remember what he do in the third? What he do? I don't remember where you at, right? Where you from? Something like that. He did one of them, like a little revamp to Who Am I? He did that, but I mean, I didn't really put no credence on it. It was dope, but at the same time, I gave him that round. Not even because of that, but just because of Kid Chaos more so. So that's
I
crazy.
don't know, cause I felt like in Kid Chaos second round or whatever, he was like trying to downplay his "Who Am I" shit from drugs. Like, you know, that
He
was
did. I
like
didn't
one of
like
Danny's
that.
most
He did.
fire shit. Like, you
He
trying to
did.
diss
I
like
didn't like that
with
part. I didn't
like
like that. I forgot about that.
I even got Danny more credibility. You know, what basically got like, you know, I
See,
don't know. I
that's
feel
why I
like
used to
motherfuckers was
mention
noticing
bars
him
that I
more
didn't
because of
like.
that. But like, you trying to downplay that shit in your whole scheme. I feel like that shit was dry. It didn't work. You trying to downplay his scheme that was fire on drugs. You feel me? So your scheme trying to rebuttal, and even you was using all these words, big words, rhyming on your Ti shit or whatever.
Yeah,
It
T.I.
ain't
shit.
matched with Danny. Yeah, it ain't matched with Danny was saying. So
Nah,
I gotta I gotta go
exact.
with Danny.
That's right. Except for it didn't match. It did match to me, but it just didn't have that was the only thing I didn't like about that round. That second he had the facial recognition joint in there. He had the impression I
Yeah, but it
gave
was
you, you gave me. You made it a
that face
mockery.
message was the shit. It was hard.
The wordplay was what did it though. Like because he flipped it. What he said. He said to Danny. I mean, he said to Ars,
No,
and then he switched it.
wordplay and shit. The wordplay was there all three rounds. I'm not gonna knock
Right.
that. Like, his wordplay was
But
crazy.
I was talking about just for that line. But yeah, you're right. Danny's too though. Yeah, both of them.
Chaos wordplay was there all three rounds.
I think it was a good back and forth. Even besides the slips, it still was a good back and forth. I just wish the third round was a little cleaner, and maybe that might go too, bro. But that's something else we need to talk about. You know that we need to talk about it again because we talked about it in the DNA versus Geechee battle with the body demeanor, like, and you know what I mean when have like even just you said it just a little bit the beginning of your first round. Like if it's you know what I mean if it's light or if it's just not hitting, it ain't gonna be you know what I mean. It's just you losing already, and that's bad. That might change the way your performance is for the next rounds. Like we're gonna get into it with JC and Flames real quick. I feel like he was calling her a bitch out this world in the first round, and he ain't. I don't think I remember him saying it not no more times in that second or third round. Like little stuff like that. I feel like he might have been doing too much, even though that's not doing too much. He should have just kept committing to it. You know what I mean? But that's something different though. But I feel like because it was getting to him a little bit with Kid Kat. He was sitting there like sucking his teeth a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. It do it to damn near every battle rapper. It just hits everybody different. Like so that's something I did notice. Maybe I'm saying that to say I hope in the close is that I just hope that's not why you were slipping up in that third Kid Chaos because the first two was great. Don't worry about you ain't had no reaction because I did that. Yeah, Danny was like Danny was making mad noise like because I guess he wanted more, but at the same time but he was getting a lot. I was here like damn. Speaking fast, I realized like damn I gotta slow down. All right, I'm good on that one though.
All right, me too.
Let's get into Rum Nitty and Holmesy. Zigad.
Ah,
You are out. Struggling in a minute, cause all I do is hit a business in the job talking.